and welcome to a Long Story Short podcast. It's your girl DERAY'S Love, and I'm here with your girl
Candy Cam.
And today we're going to be discussing some really controversial topics. There's been a lot of talk this week about the moment when I walked out on the King Richez podcast. I mean, you have to do what you have to do now. And, you know, I felt disrespected and such, but we're going to go into that a little later on. But first, I think we just want to get you to watch the moment where this ridiculous primary school argument happened and see what you think. So, run the clip. Okay, so you're using semantics now with the word hatred.
Yes, you are.
You're using
meaning.
Semantics.
Words have meaning.
Yeah, but you're using semantics.
I'm not using no
Way,
semantics.
if a man's decided...
You hold on, man.
No, you hold on.
Bro,
wait, let me finish what I'm saying, though, and then you can say what you're saying.
No. I'm in control of the show. I'm the moderator.
Yeah, but okay, cool.
So let me moderate.
Can I get out the
sentence? Let me moderate.
All right, go on.
Like, you need to understand, this is my show I built. You need to understand that.
Yeah,
So show me, like, if I interrupt you, it's not because I'm trying to, like, be rude. I'm interrupting you for a reason.
Of course, but if I need to get a point out...
It don't matter about what you feel you need to, because you don't actually need to do anything.
But if you're asking me a question... No. You're not going to let me answer the question.
You answered the question. I asked you what's a misogynist. You said something and it was wrong.
And then you asked me
And then you asked me what is it? And then I told you what it is.
And then I said what I meant. So we were still in the middle
you said
of the
it's the same thing. No, you said it's the same thing and it's not.
And then I started to explain
and I said words
what
have
I meant.
meaning. I said words have meaning.
And I said
and
semantics.
Then what did you say? What has that got to do with words have meaning?
Because you said you were focusing on the hatred bit. If you'd have let me explain,
but that is the meaning of the
It's okay, don't worry.
words.
No, it's okay, that's fine. If you don't want to actually hear the opinion, then that's fine.
Let's hear your opinion. Go on.
No, it's cool. Don't worry about it.
Bruh, like, I mean, it's whatever, innit? Like, but misogyny is the hatred of women. It's not. I don't see how you can get that confused with anything else.
Well,
hatred. No, but we can actually, let's Google it. Because you seem to
I never said that you was wrong about misogyny. I said what I meant had a similar undertone. It just wasn't the hatred of women, but you didn't let me explain.
Go on, explain it.
So, of course, the way you explained it was good, if that's the meaning of it. But what I meant when I said that men should lead and blah, 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 was the fact that women are discounted at this point. We are ignored. We are not taken into account our opinions, our emotions, what we can do, our power, all these things. So that in turn turning your back against women, which, I didn't use the word hatred, but it's still the same thing.
That what you're explaining sounds like more like discrimination, but it doesn't mean hatred. A person can be you could discriminate someone, but don't mean you hate them. Hate is a very strong word.
Well, I think that there's a lot of different ways that it can be viewed in that sense, but that's your opinion.
My opinion is the actual definition.
Well, either way, when somebody...
It's not my opinion,
all right, so
it's the definition.
Okay, cool. Would you say that Kevin Samuels was a misogynist?
No.
You wouldn't say it? You wouldn't say that he hated women?
No.
See, I would say he is a misogynist.
Why?
Because of the way that he disregards women. Like, he has a couple of points that are true, right?
What?
But it's the way when somebody doesn't respect someone and they disregard, that is on borderline hatred. I don't care what you're saying, whether it's as strong as the word hate or not.
How is that hatred?
Because you don't care about that person. You don't give a damn.
You don't, and you don't care about the homeless man that you walk past. That doesn't mean you hate them.
You might not care, I care. But anyway, let's just move on, because we're just focusing on hatred.
No.
And that's not the point.
Seriously, again, stop talking over me, bro. Stop talking over me. Seriously, you're getting on my nerves. Stop talking over me, bro. Seriously.
All right.
Like, I don't know how you act with other guys, but it's not me. This not in here. Definitely not in here. Please, I'm asking you nicely. Please don't talk over me. Please don't act like you are in control here. You're not, bruv. Yeah, seriously.
Right.
Asking you normal questions and you're trying to talk over me. And this is what I noticed, because I do this show quite a lot with a lot of different women. And you lot are used to steamrolling guys and talking over them, and then the guy being weak and just shutting up. It's not me. It's not me. You're not going to talk over me on here. You're not. Okay? And I'm not trying to be rude, but I'm just being straight up. Why are you going...
Because at the end of the day, if you ask somebody a question, you should listen to the answer before you then respond. But you can talk over me, but I can't talk over you. How can the answer be wrong when it's my opinion?
Bro,
At the
end of the day, words have meaning. Words.
Okay.
Do you agree words have meaning?
Of course, they're spells.
What?
Words are spells. Yes, I agree they have meaning.
Words are spells, okay.
This is what I mean. We're not on the same level in that sense. Like, the
We're
fact that you
not on
just
the same-
discounted what I just said. The fact that you just
What do you mean by that? We're not on the same
Every time I
level.
open my mouth, you cut me off, but I can't cut you off.
Go ahead.
We're not on the same level as in the fact that you sniggered at something that's so true shows that we're not on the same mental capacity.
We're not on the same mental capacity.
We're not on the same level playing field. Your consciousness is not as high as mine. We ain't speaking the same language. Yeah,
but you're on my show. Isn't that funny?
Yeah, but was I asked to come here?
Why are you here
I was
then?
asked to come here.
Well, why are you here? So if you realise that I'm not on your level, I'm not on your intelligence or
I didn't
mental
know that.
capacity.
This is the first time I met you.
And let me finish. Since you realise that, you can go. You don't have to stay.
But did I say anything about not staying?
No. But obviously, I'm obviously beneath you, and I'm the moderator.
I never
here.
said that you were
Bro, stop
beneath
interrupting,
me.
bro. I let you speak.
All right, you know what? I am going to leave. Thank you.
Get out,
I am
man.
gonna
Get out.
It's not
You're
a
just
get out
jarring.
thing.
It
It's
is a
not
get
a
out thing. It is a get out thing. It is a get out thing.
Listen
Why
to
are you
what I'm
talking?
saying.
Then get off.
Because if you're
Just
gonna
get
ask me a
out.
question, listen
Just
to what I'm
leave.
saying.
Just leave.
All right, whatever.
Just
Ain't got no
leave.
time for this shit anyway.
Just leave, bro. Just get out. Stop talking, bro. Just get out, bro. No one cares. I don't care. Just leave, man. Get out, bruv. What the hell? Who do you think you are?
So, what do you think?
Wow. Ridiculous. And he called himself a king. I beg to differ.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so a lot of people can say that I may have came across as rude or I may have came across as antagonizing or something as such. But this is not the first time that this man has acted in this way. So at this point, you're a serial arsehole. That's what it's looking like. Because it's not the first time you've kicked a woman out. So we're not just discussing about the fact that you've invited people onto your podcast, clearly without doing any research. But then when they get there, you want to belittle them, take their power away, don't treat them as human beings, let alone black women as a black man. But where were you raised and how were you raised that you can be so disrespectful to women? I think that for me is more the shocking sort of part. So just before I get your opinion, because I want your opinion, I'm just going to kind of quickly break down what exactly it was for me. So I can see from the clip that it seems as though I attacked him by saying you're not on my level, you know, we're not on the mental capacity, etc., etc. That was not the case. From the minute I entered and we began to talk, the sniggering at the spirituality, the let's go Marvel comments, all that kind of immature reception to something so personal to me. I mean, you wouldn't go to a Christian and say, oh, what is that cross? You're so stupid. Why are you carrying that around? Right. It's disrespectful. Right. He then proceeded to say it further when I talked about being a psychic. It's in my bio. That should not have been a shock. Little tip, research your guests before you get them on your show.
No, for real.
So then you want to laugh at the psychic thing, and then you want to say, I can't talk, you're the only one that can talk. But when you're talking, I'm going to shut up. But when I'm talking, you are going to just continue to talk like I'm not talking. And this is clearly what he does, and then gets mad that people are talking over him. So for me, it was a case of general and mutual respect is to listen to somebody when you ask them a question. General respect. So for me, that was the issue. You didn't give me the respect to hear what I had to say. I didn't even get my point across. My friend was said to me the other day, actually, I feel like you was making some really good points, but we never got to hear any of them. We never got to hear any of my points because he cut me off at every turn. And that was the issue. And if you can't see that from his other podcasts, this series of events is obviously how he operates and communicates. How on earth are you even doing a podcast? You obviously hate the people that are coming on your show. And then we're having an argument about misogyny where you're telling me it's a hatred of women. And I'm telling you it's the disregard, it's the disempowerment, it's all of that kind of, you know, not acting like women are anything, like we have any power. And you want to tell me, no, you're wrong. Dictionary definition of misogyny. So you see that I was correct. I was correct the entire time, yet this man blew up his whole show. The minute I said misogyny, light bulbs went off in his head. And that was it. He decided, I'm wrong, I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm thick, I'm dumb, all of these things. So that's kind of what escalated it. I'm sorry, but I'm not the sort of person to let anybody push me around, anybody talk to me any kind of way. I don't care who you are, what podcast, whose building you rented, whose building you didn't rent or are sat in claiming it like it's your own, talking about there's no neighbours upstairs, like you lived there, like you got a room there, like you wasn't just shitting in somebody else's toilet. Let's not go there.
Let's go there. Let's go all the way there.
Let's not go there. And then you have the audacity to continue to call me a rapper, even though I have told you countless amount of times that I am an artist, that I sing also.
Yeah.
That I sing more than I rap. I actually said those words, yet you proceeded to disrespect me and continue to call me a rapper. And then labeled every video thereafter as rapper. If that's not disrespect and warrant for somebody to say something in rebuttal, I don't know what the hell is.
Yeah.
Is it just me?
No, definitely not just you.
What were your thoughts?
I had backstory on Peasant Rich, right? Because I've been watching the very second episode I've ever watched of his Master's show. I knew that there was something that was really wrong with the structure.
Who's his master?
His master
No.
is pasty things is what we call her around here. That's what we know her as. So his master is pasty things, and what she's done is she's employed a bunch of Black people. What it's showing is that there's systemic racism right within this what we're watching within the YouTube. Like, there's everyone, we have access to everything, we can see everything, and they're blatantly sitting on these couches and disrespecting our people, disrespecting the women that they bring on there for clickbait, for views, for money, that their peasant is barely making any money doing this. What he's doing, he wants clout, he wants fame, and he wants a ticket to America. Because that's what his master's saying. I'm going to take y'all to America, take y'all to Hollywood.
I mean, who wouldn't want that dream, I guess? Who wouldn't sell their soul for that dream, huh? The weak. Thank you, wake that up.
Exactly. So when you disclosed to me, an actual friend of yours, that you was going there, I said, do some research.
Right.
Do some research.
Right.
Because...
Which I didn't, unfortunately. I didn't have time.
I knew it would have been a great conversation had he had some maturity about himself. He would have learned some things, and you could have, because you're very articulate.
Thank you.
And you were very calm, right? He could have learned something, but it went right over his head.
When I said words were spells,
How are you
laughing about? How are you laughing about something that's so true?
Well, you gotta school him. You gotta school him. At the end of the day, the fact that he laughed at it showed his ignorance. It just showed that he is so far removed from the truth of who he is.
And there's nothing I can do for you when you're at that point, which is why I said, I'm gonna leave.
Yeah.
Because there's nothing I can do for you at that point. You're not even on my level of consciousness. If I started talking about half the things I know, you would just look at me like you did, like I was insane, like I was crazy. And unfortunately, that actually just reflects your lack of inner standing and just actually reflects your lack of education. Mm-hmm. So while you're sitting on that couch trying to school everybody else about their lives, how they should act, who they should love and how they should love them and how they should present and who's a 9 and who's not, how about you go and read a book? How about you go and check yourself? How about sit in isolation for a while, do some meditation? How about look at your root, your ancestry, your ancestors? How about look at more than just your TV screen and the person next to you, because somebody's not being honest with you. The people that are loving what you're doing and how you're disrespecting people and what you're doing for views and the fake content and information that you're putting out there, they're just as bad as you. And I hope that they feel as bad watching this, if they feel anything at all, because actually, I don't even think you're on the level of consciousness to even accept this. Like, this is actually going to go all the way over your head, and you're probably going to say, oh, whatever, you're just a rapper chatting crap. Because that is your level of intellect.
Right. It just shows what kind of relationship then he has with the women around him. There's no need for anyone like that to procreate. Because we don't need to teach that to anybody. He needs to be taught because he's a grown ass child.
I think it's crazy that he thinks anybody else having an opinion is diminishing him. That is wild.
Because that's very misogynistic traits. Come on now. As a woman with opinions,
how dare you speak over me? How dare you?
How dare you know things that I have never heard about?
Let's go!
Let's go!
Like, are you 10 years old? Like, it's embarrassing, honestly. I'm so sorry that I didn't do research, King Rich, and I'm sorry that I came to your show. Like, I apologize. I wish I didn't. I wish I said no, I was busy that week, and I wish I didn't turn up. I wish I didn't spend the money. I wish I didn't meet you. I wish this didn't happen effectively. Actually, on the other hand, I'm glad it did because I get to show everybody how much of a knob you actually are. But other than that, I didn't need to waste my goddamn time with this shit. Right, and now I've got people over the internet trying to make me look like idiot. I mean, what else was I supposed to do? Not even minding the fact that I'm actually in Aries and I was never going to keep my mouth shut. Even when them goddamn rules came up, don't talk over the person, I knew that was going to be a problem. I knew that was going to be a problem. So, you know, in hindsight, would I have done anything differently? Yeah, not gone. That's the only thing I would have done differently because, okay, cool, you want to moderate your show and you want to have your opinion, but do not disrespect the people that you bring on there. Do not try and make us look like clowns as your black sisters, whether you want to say us as black women, people, or whatever. Yeah. Because you genuinely are going around there talking to women like, bro, cuz, fam, you, oi, stop talking, oi, stop talking. I don't think they've said that since school.
He's a really bad moderator.
Oh my God.
He doesn't know what he's doing.
At all. There's nothing. There's literally nothing.
There's no substance to anything. Everything is talking points. He's bringing people on there to make his show. And he's just bouncing off of whatever he can get off of people, how he can get clout off of having them on his show.
It's the way he goes. It's the way when he's trying to like mock you, he makes you shush so he can get the joke out, so he can mock you clearly, so everybody can hear that he's mocking you. It's just embarrassing. Like people like us that are actually out here that have a brain and are more mature. We would never.
Anybody got time for that? Really?
We would absolutely never. No. And now it's gone, you know, viral on certain places over my TikTok shower, everybody over there that is supporting what I'm saying effectively, because I see a lot of people saying we were both wrong, but I just don't see where that was. Am I missing it?
Definitely he was being very disrespectful to who you were. You know, we're all different as people, and for you to be a moderator or host of anything and have people, different personalities on your show, you should already understand that. The fact that you came on there and he's calling you a rapper just off the bat, and you're saying no, listen, I'm not that. Then he's like, well, give me a rap. And
luckily I ain't no punk and I had the rap in the back.
Luckily you're multi-talented.
Right, multi-dimensional.
Right, on all these ranges. So you were ready with anything. But the thing about it is he could have left it at that, but he came back at it. And then when you're talking about different things, he just wants to rebut you. He wants to silence you. And it says a lot about who he is. He doesn't care about the people he brings on there or their personalities or who they are as individuals.
He said that on the show I just watched the other day. Actually, run the clip.
You're making it a circus, yeah? And at the end of the... Listen. You lot... No, she is. You lot are making it a circus, yeah? But at the end of the day, you're still helping me. So it doesn't really matter whether you stay or you leave. It doesn't matter. Like, and at the end of the day, if I feel like you two are just like deliberately antagonizing or trying to be annoying or whatever, then you can leave because it will still run, and this show's still gonna be successful.
I think we should
with or
stay.
without you. So then,
Listen.
all I ask you to do, respectfully,
Okay, so you think your show can happen with or without people? Because what happens when eventually you disrespect too many people and nobody's coming on your show?
It's just gonna be a one-man show.
It's a one-man show
boring.
of you talking about all this toxic masculinity and all of this thing, acting like you're in the one. He really thinks he's in the 1%. I've realised that.
1% of what?
Idiot.
I was about to say.
Idiot. But it just seems like, you know, he's got this jaded view of reality, but he's making us seem like we're stupid.
No.
So if I bring you to my house and I'm like, oh, like, that, you know, I don't really. Why do you keep talking that way? I don't really, you know. Why would I bring you here to disrespect you?
Right.
And should you tolerate that just because you're in my house?
Absolutely not. Like, find the nearest exit as quick as you can. Get out.
And then
Yeah,
you're going
fine.
to proceed to tell me to get out once I told you I was leaving.
Right. You were like ready to go. Like, I don't want to hear nothing else. I'm out. But go. Get out. Right now. Out.
But
I'm
again,
going.
countless times you've done this. This is turning into Surviving King Rich. That's what this is turning into, because this is not the first time you've done it, and it always seems to be with black women. Can you not handle strong women that tell you, listen to the answer? You were trying to probe, you were trying to provoke, do all of these things over a point that you was wrong about. Because misogyny is not the hatred of women. Misogyny is the dislike or contempt of, or prejudice of, which is what I was trying to explain to you had you let me finish my goddamn point. So this is where we got to. I am somebody that likes to research, gain knowledge, meditate, give lectures. I'm a life coach, you know, for God's sake, effectively. I'm not here to have a little back and forth with no youth man or somebody that thinks that I don't know who you think you are because you have a little neon light that says on air. I can go and get one tomorrow.
Right.
Like, I don't know what makes you think that you're this big person because Pearl has put you on. You are on the internet disrespecting your own kind for a white woman that cares nothing about you but a number and a shadow while she's not present. Let's wake that up. So you think you're doing things, but you're not. You're misleading our people. You're misleading the younger generation. And you are misleading yourself if you think you're out here doing stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You're not giving anybody information. You're not educating anybody. You're leading the masses astray.
Right. And I think a majority of the people that watch him are these other shallow-minded guys.
Thank you.
And because they watch him in these masses, like you said, and the majority of the clips that he spew out daily, we need to cut this off. We need to cut it by the head. We just need to cut it all the way off, because there is no way we want any of our young kings, our sons, to grow thinking this is okay. You imagine now we have kids, right? And the kids end up being teenagers and start watching this, and by the time they're grown, this will be so indoctrinated into them. They'll think that that's normal. They'll be like,
Right.
oh, I remember watching that when I was a kid. No. We don't need this out there at all. Nothing like that. We need him off the air. Off air is what he needs a sign saying.
We need a sign. Can we get a petition? We're signing a petition to get King Richez off air, because there's no way that this is making any sense. Like, how have you got a platform to disrespect your own kind? There's no other race that makes videos about disrespecting their own kind. There's no other race that thinks that views are more important than your lineage and where the hell you came from. There's no other race that will want to make money off the back of disrespecting the very woman's womb that you came out of in front of you with no remorse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the questions must have come from the Italian girl that you have lying down next to you, because I don't understand how exactly you thought that this was okay. And unfortunately, babes, you got the wrong one. Because you can say what you want about me. You could drag me through the mud. I've been there. Used to being the bad guy. I don't give a shit. This is growth. This is evolution. This is change. And ain't no way. I don't care if this podcast gets 2 views, 3 views, 4 views, 5 views. At least I got to say what I wanted to say. At least I was able to get my point out. I was trying to get across the point of foundation. Do you know what I mean? And the fact that some of the things that Andrew Tate says regarding foundation and how things were back in the day, I do agree with.
Yeah.
Which was the subject that we were discussing. But he just didn't let me even get a word out. And I feel like listening is a huge part of a conversation. And he just wants to talk.
Right. No. He didn't want you to say anything opposing what he wanted to, control the narrative of the show. So, no dropping any gems.
Nothing.
Nothing like that is allowed. No.
Even the woman that he was questioning that was a 9, that's a beautiful black woman. You should have said, go ahead, girl, the confidence is amazing. But you felt intimidated. You felt belittled. You felt like your opinion of her mattered more than her opinion of herself. The ego is like, how did you even fit in the room? How do you sit on a chair?
Why do we give these people power to do anything like that or give any opinions?
Because there's people out there, unfortunately, that do have this mindset. And even some people watching this will still think I'm wrong. Will still think we're wrong. Will still think this opinion is incorrect. But I just feel like, educate yourself. It's not that hard to understand the workings of the world, and it's not that hard to understand you're being brainwashed and you're being conditioned to disregard each other, not want to build families with each other, not want to love each other. Black men and black women have become disconnected in all ways, shape or form.
Mm-hmm.
We don't love each other anymore. We don't care about each other anymore. We don't stand up for each other anymore. We don't look for each other anymore. We're just completely disconnected. And this just further proves that point more. So where is the support system, black man? Where is the strength, black man? You're so worried about the masculine energy that we're bringing, but what energy are you bringing to us to protect the feminine energy, black man?
No, you say it all. Where is it?
Where is it? Yet you feel like you're big and tough enough to sit there and disrespect your own kind in front of thousands just for 10%.
Yeah. Here's the thing though, like I was saying, he got a fast track to where he's at on that seat because we were wondering, how did he get there? He's with a white girl who is the boss's best friend. He don't have any accolades. He doesn't have any life skills, life training, anything to be there other than he's sticking his black peen into some white pool. And that's just it. That's just it. With no, it just starts there, and here we are today. Because he got that fast track on that seat to say, let's go. Let's go.
His favorite little thing.
Wow. They really have him as a puppet on that show.
But you know what? Clearly he's doing something because he's the puppet is leading the people that believe the puppet.
Yeah, this way, guys.
I think that's what's most upsetting for me.
The Pied Piper.
Yeah, how many people agree and how many people feel as though the women are wrong and feel as though the women are just speaking out of place because we really have this patriarchal view that women should just not say anything. And I know a lot of people sat there thinking, why don't you just shut up and let him speak? Because he didn't shut up and let me speak.
Right.
And because the conversation goes 2 ways.
Respect is given, where it's due. You have to give respect to get respect.
And that's exactly what, funnily enough, one of the young ladies said on the show prior. You have to give respect to get respect. If you're disrespecting me, how dare you then come at me when I start disrespecting you? And that was the long and short of it.
Yeah.
That was the long and short of it. Long story short, give respect to get respect. You're not entitled to it. You don't deserve it just because you have a few lights and a microphone with some headphones. You're not entitled to that. you're not woke because you wrote Psalms all over your arms that you probably don't even have a clue what that means on your body. It means getting a clue about how to interview people on a show that you brought people on. Ain't nobody queuing there to come on King Rich's show. Let's wake that up. So, you know, I was booked to come on there. I trusted the person that booked me, blah, blah, blah. Okay, maybe I should have done more research. I was busy. But I just kind of trusted the knowledge. Plus, I didn't want to go with a preconception, you know, of him so I could act a certain way. I just wanted to be, you know, I guess be authentic.
Organic and authentic.
I wanted to be organic. So I didn't really want to do research. In hindsight, should I have? 100%. Because I would never choose to put myself in that situation.
Yeah.
That is not my vibration. They're not my sort of people. Not they, because there's nothing wrong with the girls. I love the girls regardless.
Just the show in general.
Yeah.
And what it stands for.
Right. And people saying that, you know, the girls should have stood up for me. That's neither here or there at the end of the day. Right. Maybe we'll talk about that in part 2. But yeah, for now, that has been the gist of the story, and I hope you guys can more understand where I'm coming from and what went down. Thank you so much, Kim, for coming today and going through this with me and just kind of like giving your perspective, making me know I'm not going crazy, because I would do it again.
No, well, I wouldn't advise you to ever go on there again.
Oh, well, not on there.
But definitely I applaud you for how you handled yourself, and, you know, still dropping gems, handling yourself, and walking out like the bad bee that you are. And here you are now.
Like, share, subscribe, click the notifications bell for more episodes. I'm so excited for more gems we've got to bring you, more information, more love, more joy, more everything.
Drop them comments as well. Don't forget to comment.
And this is not going to be the last time we're seeing you, right?
No, definitely not. I got a lot more to say.
Okay, perfect. So thank you so much again for being here, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you loved it. I've been D-Ray Love.
And I'm your girl, Candy Kim.
D what?
D-Ray.
D what?
D-Ray.
Every time I come up in the sweat.
D-Ray.
Every time I come up in the house.
D-Ray.
All right, we out.